Hello, managers, and welcome to episode 7 of the 2016 BROhio show, the mid-season special. Woo! It is great to have you guys here today. I'm going to be flip-flopping the usual format of the BROhio show. We're going to do the matchup reviews first, and then move into the tits, and then do the interviews at the end with all the different managers answering the questions I sent out. So to start off, the first matchup was me versus Luke, and I defeated Luke by a 35-point differential. Andrew Luck was my star with T.Y. Hilton again. Picking up Delaney Walker was good. Fumbling Matt Jones, struggling with 0 points. DeAndre Hopkins with 3 points. But put up 105, strong front, good enough to beat the Central Time Zone, who had Julio Jones with 17 points, and that comes with no touchdowns. 174 yards for Julio, 17 points with Brady, but what really hurt Luke this week was the Chicago Bears. Speaking of Bears, I'm hoping the Indians take a whooping to the Cubs as much as the Packers did the Bears this week. But anyways, the rest of Luke's team looks pretty good. His big problem was that he played Jamal Charles over Matt Forte, but the good news is it wouldn't be enough to have won him the week. So good game, Luke. I look forward to it. I play you again this season, so I will see you in a couple weeks. Our next matchup is Zach versus Russell. This was predicted to be a very close match, but Zach ran away with it with Mike Evans with 2 touchdowns, Randall Cobb with a touchdown, Spencer Ware with a touchdown, Jameis Winston with 3 touchdowns, Baltimore defense with a touchdown, but not enough touchdowns for the Touchdown King trophy. Sorry, Zach, but you had a great week. It's showing that the slippery soap is hard to handle, putting up 128. Russell's team struggled, only getting 71 this week. Christine Michael with 5, Lamar Miller with 6, Brandon Marshall with 3, Texans defense with 0. Nothing seems to be going Russell's way with the Texans this year, but it was a good match. W for Zach. Congratulations. Next matchup, Justin versus Nathan. What a blowout. Holy smokes. This is a new worst loss, probably going to be for the rest of the season. Justin 58, Nathan 136. So it's a 78-point differential, which blows the 63-point differential out of the water by 15. Big issue, Brian Hoyer going down, only 1 point, destroyed the girly show, but Mohamed Sanu 1 point, Patriots D 2 points, Amari Cooper 2 points, Mark Ingram fumble. Not a lot of people showed up to play on the girly show. However, Giselle Overtom's face. Nathan's team has 2 touchdowns with Mariota, 2 touchdowns with Blount, 3 touchdowns with Gordon. It was a great week. Eagles special teams got a return, and Jaquiz Rogers showing to be a good pickup for Nathan. So 136 points. This is going to be our new Superman week to beat. 136. Congratulations, Nathan. And that puts you back on top, you'll see later, of total points for the bomb season trophy as well. Our next matchup is Austin versus Roger. The Hip Hip Harambes were successful here. And this actually ties with Nathan. I know I messed up on the image here, but there was a scoring change. He was at 135, but he got the extra point for 136 for the Denver defense and special teams. So Austin and Nathan are tied at the best Superman week at 136. Ajayi and Hill and Green and Rogers and Williams and Tucker all putting up double digits for Austin. Roger, again, having a good week, solid week, 107 points. Should be a win usually, but not this week again. Roger's getting some unfortunate matchups this year, even though he has a pretty solid team who performed standard, but Lambeau kind of did superb with 17 points, 4 field goals, and 3 extra points. Good match there. Moving on to the closest match yet, David versus Andrew, 66-65. This was so close, and both teams had the opportunity to get 6 more points playing a different receiver. However, Crabtree and LaFell both did well, scoring a touchdown. David, choice of defense, Buffalo Bills, -5 points. However, Tevin Coleman's touchdown helps put him over, as well as Vernon Davis performing much better than Hunter Henry this week, showing that David's team comes out on top, 66-65. Wow, what a game. Wow, that was awesome. And our final matchup was the Zika virus versus DeLadies. This was a pretty good match. DeLadies' team really quiet this week with McKinnon and Odell and Matthews all scoring under 5 points. McCoy at 1 point. Kansas City defense at 6, while Tyler's team has Frank Gore with a touchdown, Ty Montgomery with 12 points, and the Giants with a touchdown for 20 points on the DST. Matt Bryant doing well, even though missing a field goal, still putting up 12 points. Tyler gets the win, which he desperately needs after 2 rough losses. So congratulations to Tyler and to the rest of the teams that won this week. And I'll put up the current standings right here. And I finally am at the top. Woo! I'm excited. 5-2 with Luke, with 40-some more points than him. So puts the Bell Sprouts on top. And then our chunk of 4-3 people, we have Zach, who's at 666 for total points for. So I'm going to start calling Zach Satan or Lucifer or Lucy or Devil Wears Prada or whatever. Sandusky's Satan is in third place at 4-3, 666. DeLadies still hold the fourth place spot at 657. Andrew and Justin round out the 4-3 teams. Nathan, the highest scoring team so far this season, is 3-4 with 717, with a lot of points against him, 684. And then we have 3 other 3-4 teams, Austin, Tyler, and David, all winners this week, all moving up above Roger and Russell, the 2-5 teams. Russell and Roger both having some very tough matchups, just like Nathan. Those 3 teams are the teams that are getting the bad luck this season. Russell with the fighter trophy is 714. Roger at 680 points against, 2-5. Hopefully Get Graped and Dak Lives Matter can pull it back up. I believe in them. All right, so that's it for the matchup reviews for this week. I am going to quickly go over the trophies and the current trophy holders. And I had touched on them a little bit, but we have no individual trophies this week. Just going to go through the trophy holders here. Nathan at 717 points. David at 558. Deadfish David again. Nathan and Austin both holding the Superman trophy at 136 points. Toilet Week still is Austin at 49. Ironically, goes from Toilet Week to Superman Week. Just like that. Holy smokes. Justin has the new worst loss at 78 points to Nathan. And then Russell with the fighter trophy at 714 points against. That's the trophies. And I'm going to go through the injury table real quick just for week 8 moving here. Brian Hoyer, Cody Kessler, Josh McCown, Big Ben, Tony Romo, and Geno Smith. Running backs Jamal Charles, Tevin Coleman, Jeremy Hill, Carlos Hyde, Doug Martin, LaShawn McCoy, Jerick McKinnon, Thomas Rawls, Theo Riddick, Dwayne Washington, Terrence West, D'Angelo Williams. Receivers Antonio Brown, John Brown, Corey Coleman, Philip Dorsett, Dante Moncrief, Terrell Pryor, Steve Smith, Laquan Treadwell, Marcus Wheaton. Tight ends Dwayne Allen, Jordan Cameron, Eric Ebron, and Jordan Reed. Again, hope you don't see your name up there too much. I've been getting lucky, not having a lot of injuries this year. And our final T of the tits is trades. We're working backwards because I'm going to put up the trade table here, and this is all of the trades that have happened this season. There are some new ones for week 8, but because I'm doing the mid-season in week 7, I'm not counting those. So these are the 8 trades that we've had this season, and we'll talk briefly about them. Justin, Michael Floyd and Melvin Gordon. Luke getting Tom Brady and Jamal Charles. Tom Brady is looking good for Luke, especially because Justin's been struggling at the quarterback position. However, Justin did benefit from Melvin Gordon, although sometimes he left him on his bench when he did well, and now he traded him away down the list there. You see it in Nathan, but ended up getting Mark Ingram. So with Mark Ingram now, I think Justin is doing pretty well with that trade. And Luke is doing good with Brady. Charles still struggling, so it's hard to say who like is the victor, who won that trade. I tend to lean towards Luke just because Justin benched Gordon, and I think Charles is going to get better and be a starter here coming playoffs, which is kind of what we're targeting now at this point in the season. So I am going to say that I think Luke won that trade in hindsight. Our next trade was Justin and Russell. Justin got Chris Ivory and Russell got Isaiah Crowell. And this is an easy one. Russell absolutely won this trade because he was able to turn Isaiah Crowell into a little bit down the line there. You see Andy Dalton, Christine Michael, Rob Gronkowski, giving up the injured Jordan Reed. Russell with 2 great trades this season, getting Isaiah Crowell and then flipping that for Andy Dalton, Christine Michael, and Rob Gronkowski. So Chris Ivory is all he gave up for that, and Jordan Reed. But definitely props to Russell for that move. Justin, I just got unlucky with Ivory and unlucky with sitting Gordon a couple times. But Justin's still 4-3. So imagine if he had played those, his points for would be higher, and he'd be up near the top of those standings. My trade, Willie Snead and Tevin Coleman. Definitely easy to say David was the winner of that trade so far. I am going to say maybe I will end up being the winner of the trade because Tevin Coleman flirting with injuries, and Willie Snead's toe is better and got 8 points this week on my bench, looking to improve, and Drew Brees likes him. So I will say I am still happy about it just because I do have some running backs as well. I didn't really need Coleman. So, but definitely David has won that trade so far this season. We already talked about this. Russell and Roger won. Russell really coming out on top there with Christine Michael and Rob Gronkowski. Roger giving up, only getting Crowell and Reed he hasn't been able to use. So good job, Russell, there. The next trade was Nathan and I. I gave Nathan the Eagles defense and Allen Hurns, and Nathan gave me Zach Ertz and the Cardinals D. And to be honest, it really has been a low-impact trade. All we really did was swap defenses because he ended up flipping Hurns, and I ended up dropping Ertz because I just picked up Walker recently. So the Eagles had a good week this week, but the Cardinals had a good week last week. It's hard to say which defense is going to be the better one throughout the season, but I am happy with the trade. I'm sure Nathan is too. So I'm going to call that one a balanced one. Neither side wins. The next one is Nathan and Justin. Nathan giving up Melvin Gordon, or Nathan receiving Melvin Gordon and Tajay Sharp. Justin getting Ingram and Smallwood. This one is really, it's just a Melvin Gordon for Mark Ingram trade because Sharp and Smallwood are not really starters. So Gordon and Ingram, Gordon was doing well at the beginning of the season. He did have another big week. Mark Ingram is starting to get more touches, starting getting goal line touches. So this one is balanced. I'm going to say it's balanced right now. And we'll see throughout the rest of the season if Gordon continues to be as strong as he is, or if Ingram starts living up to the preseason potential we saw. Our next one is Nathan and Zach. Nathan giving up Spencer Ware and Alan Hearns. Zach giving up Latavius Murray. Easy victory here. Zach won this trade for sure. Spencer Ware taking it to Nathan's team pretty hard. And a nice Alan Hearns is a decent fill-in for some bye weeks. But I do like Latavius Murray, but his injury, unfortunate timing for Nathan, really. But Zach definitely wins this trade. We'll see how fast Jamal Charles gets better. But right now it looks like Zach's going to win that trade. And then our most recent trade between Roger and Justin, Roger getting Marvin Jones, Justin getting Kelvin Benjamin. They're both doing about the same. Again, this is kind of like the Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram one, where it's hard to say right now, where it looks like Justin is targeting more of like the people that were higher rated at the beginning of the season, who maybe he bought low and sold high on Gordon and Jones. But maybe Gordon and Jones are just going to do well now with the teams that they're on, and Benjamin and Ingram are just suffering this year in their positions. So again, Justin's putting his eggs in like the early basket, where Roger and Nathan are going with what's happening now and this season so far, and hoping that that's how it stays. So that is our trade review so far for the season, and that finishes out our tits. I'm going to go into the interviews now. I sent out texts, and everyone saw them. I heard back from everyone except for 3 people. Well, I heard back from them, but I wasn't able to get videos from Roger, Andrew, or Sarah. But Sarah's team is represented through Mary Lou's video. So really 10 teams represented, which I think is pretty good, seeing as I was trying to arrange it all in like 5 or 6 days. So I got 10 people, and here we are going to go to the questions.
I predict the 4 playoff teams to be the Le'Veon Bell Sprouts, House of Cards, the Ladies, and the Central Time Zone.
The Ladies, the Bell Sprouts, Central Time Zone, and the Girly Show.
Central Time Zone, obviously, first place. Le'Veon Bell Sprouts, the Ladies, and then swiping the 4th spot, Dak Lives Matter.
Me and Kyle in the East, and Mary Lou and Sarah's team, and then Russell's team in the West.
The Le'Veon Bell Sprouts versus the Ladies, and Sandusky's Slippery Slope versus Giselle over Tom Brady's face.
The Bell Sprouts, the Central Time Zone, the Hauschka of Cards, and the Ladies.
The Le'Veon Bell Sprouts, Giselle over Tom's face, the Ladies, and Sandusky's Slippery Soap.
Are me, Sarah, Tyler, and Russell.
I'm going to go with Kyle's team, Le'Veon Bell Sprouts. And I'm going to go with my team, the Slippery Slope from the East. And I think from the West, it'll be the Ladies, Mary Lou and Sarah, and the Girly Show, Justin.
Kyle's team, Luke's team, which is, I think, going to win the whole league. That's just my opinion. The Ladies, and Zach for the 4th spot.
I predict the last place team will be the Hip Hip Harambe's.
The last place team will always be Austin.
Austin's team.
Hip Hip Harambe's.
Deadfish David's Fumbling Fajitas.
David's team.
Fumbling Fajitas.
The Zika virus.
There will be a 2-way tie between Dak Lives Matters and the Fumbling Fajitas for last place.
So with the playoff predictions, if you are able to predict the 4 teams that make the playoffs, you will get a 2-star trophy for predicting all 4 playoff teams correctly. I think it's a pretty hard thing to do, just based off it's only halfway through the season. So I'm going to make a 2-star trophy, like a good pick'ems trophy, something like that. And if you do get all 4 of the playoff teams, that trophy goes to you. And then for the last place prediction, we're going to make a 1-star trophy to be like, I can smell the dead fish trophy or something like that, where you identified the last place team correctly. And I do want to say again, because I said this in a previous video, but the last place person of the season, the person that'll have to pay $10 to get the trophy engraved for the winner, that last place team happens after the playoff bracket. It's not the last place team on the season, but it's the last place team after the playoff bracket. That's going to be the last place team. And I think it's cool because then it kind of encourages competitiveness all the way to the end, and it makes that very last week really fun for the first and second place match, the third and fourth place match, the 11th and 12th place match. Like, half of the matches are going to be really fun at the end of the season there. So back to the questions.
I think the most impressive move was when Russell made the trade for Gronk, Andy Dalton, and Christine Michael while only sending Isaiah Crowell and Jordan Reed.
How somehow David managed to draft every single injury risk player.
Austin picking up Jay Ajayi.
When Zach traded Latavius Murray to Nathan for Spencer Ware after Latavius Murray got hurt.
Russell getting Gronk, Christine Michael, and Andy Dalton for only giving up Isaiah Crowell and Jordan Reed.
When I traded Melvin Gordon, Michael Floyd for Tom Brady and Jamal Charles.
David trading Willie Snead for Coleman.
When the ladies picked up DeMarco Murray.
All of the moves that our managers have made. There have been some very interesting trades and waiver pickups, so I can't really choose just one. Everybody's been keeping it very spicy, and that is what I like to see.
I think the worst move made by a manager this season was me letting go of Spencer Ware.
Roger get graved, traded Gronk, Christian Michael, and Andy Dalton for Crowell and Jordan Reed.
When we picked up Odell.
When Nathan dropped Giovanni Bernard after Jeremy Hill got hurt.
Nathan trading Spencer Ware for Latavius Murray.
Justin offering me Jack Doyle for Aaron Rodgers was funny, but that's, of course, because he doesn't have a quarterback.
Nathan dropping Giovanni Bernard.
The Girly Show, Justin, trading your boy, Dak Lives Matter, Isaiah Crowell for Christopher Ivory.
Was my draft.
All right, we talked about some good moves and bad moves there, and I have here, I'm going to scroll this down, is a list of the high impact moves that I saw throughout the season, and this is kind of a subjective list, but I separated them in chronological order, says the manager, and then I did good adds and bad drops. So at the beginning of the season, Justin added Matt Ryan, which a lot of these are good adds in hindsight, or bad drops in hindsight. They didn't know it was going to happen. But Matt Ryan, one of the best quarterbacks of this season, Justin could have had. And now he's making these moves and struggling with his quarterback slot where he could have had Matt Ryan from the beginning. But picked him up and dropped him the same day on the 3rd. Tyler then was the very happy person to pick up Matt Ryan on the 8th. Roger picked up Michael Thomas, and Russell got Mike Wallace. I had put in a claim for Mike Wallace, so Russell is doing well with him. Russell, however, dropped Jay Ajayi, who has since become, at least this past week, has become a very good starter and will probably get that volume for a good portion of the rest of the season. So Russell could be playing Jay Ajayi, but so there's a bad drop. Nathan getting Kyle Rudolph. I had a claim for him. I'm so mad, but I'm happy that I finally got Walker. But Nathan, good job getting Kyle Rudolph. And Kenny Britt, that's probably a lower impact one. Not as good as the rest of these, but Kenny Britt's good pickup for Nathan. Austin dropping Terrence West. No one saw Terrence West coming except David, I guess, which we'll talk about. Austin picking up Jay Ajayi, and Cameron Artis-Payne during that week did really good after the injury to Stewart. And Mary Lou and Sarah dropping Jimmy Graham. Thought that was a pretty, not the best move, but picking up Quincy Enunwa. So maybe they just didn't have anyone else to drop. But Jimmy Graham poised to be one of the top 6 tight ends this season. And Luke picking up Jordan Howard. That was everyone wanted him. Luke got him. How did the team with the best record get Jordan Howard? It's insane. Andrew dropping Matt Stafford isn't too bad, I guess, but I thought that was somewhat significant because I kind of consider Matt Stafford pretty valuable. Andrew picking up Hunter Henry, good move. Russell snatched up Stafford real quick. David getting Terrence West. Austin dropped J again, so now everyone else could have gotten him. David picking up Cole Beasley. Tyler snatched Jimmy Graham. Tyler dropped Martellus Bennett, however. So David getting Martellus Bennett did very well for him. Andrew, Sammy Coates' move was awesome. Justin picking up Curly. That hurt me because he was facing me that week. That was a good pickup. Nathan with Jaquiz Rogers until Doug Martin gets back. That's going to be really solid. Nathan, however, dropping Giovanni Bernard. That was one of the worst moves, I think, this season. Justin snatched Bernard up really quick. Austin picked up J again, and I don't think he's going to drop him anymore. Tyler got Ty Montgomery. Justin got Niall Davis, and I anticipate Niall Davis to do pretty good things at Green Bay, but we will see. It's kind of just like a prediction that I'm making that's going to be a good ad. And then Andrew dropping Delaney Walker. Thank you. I call that my good ad of the season. So those are my little reviews of the high impact good ads and bad drops so far. And now we'll go to the last question for everyone about their rival.
If I had to choose a rival in this league, after week 3, it's definitely the ladies. Let me tell you one thing. The next time we meet, there will be blood.
My rival is Nathan because we beat him and he thinks he can beat us, but he can't.
My biggest rival this year is definitely Austin because he told me that both of my running backs were fantasy irrelevant, and then I beat him.
Kyle, because he's talking crap at the beginning of the year.
Roger, I don't like to get graped, and I beat him. Woo!
Probably pick Justin.
Probably Nathan. Or I have two. David's probably a second one because no one likes losing to a trash can.
Usually it's Tyler and Kyle, but this year, even though Kyle already beat me, I think I view it as Justin and David.
My biggest rival is anyone that can't score points because I don't want to be the dead fish.
Nathan, Giselle over Tom's face. Not for any particular reason other than he blew me out the absolute first game of the season, and that kind of set the standard for my team. I'm never going to forget that. It's kind of like the supervillain who gets dumped in a vat of green goo, and he is horribly disfigured, and he holds a grudge for the rest of his life. That's basically what it is. You're a victim of circumstance, and I'm coming for you. I'm going to Giselle all over your face.
And after watching the rival clips and different scores this week, I have developed everyone's official rival. So sorry if you didn't get the rival that you had chosen, but I tried to pick the rivals to be as fitting for the league as possible. So my rival is going to be Roger. And because I've just, ever since Roger joined the league, I have always given him a hard time, and it's always really fun whenever I face him. And I matched David with Andrew. Andrew didn't respond this week to the videos, but David and Andrew had a 1-point difference this week, 66-65. I just think that screams rivalry. So Andrew and David, those are the official rivals. Zach and Russell, I just love watching them butt heads and joke with each other. They crack me up. So Zach and Russell are going to be rivals. Mary Lou and Sarah and Nathan, they picked each other to be rivals, so it makes sense. They had some close matches this week, and they always seem to be really tough competitors, especially after last season when they fought for the trophy. And so they're going to be official rivals. Justin and Luke, we're in another league together, and Justin and Luke are always very competitive. I think that They're very good at fantasy football, and we try to all make like high risk but safe moves, try to make it fun. And I think that Russell and Luke, or Justin and Luke, are very good rivals to pair up. And then Tyler and Austin. Austin said something to Tyler at the beginning of the season. You saw in Tyler's clip that he considers Austin his rival, and I think that's a pretty good rivalry as well. So Kyle and Roger, David and Andrew, Zach and Russell, Mary Lou and Sarah and Nathan, Luke and Justin, Austin and Tyler. Those are our 6 official rivalries, and I am developing the system. And then next year, during the regular season, I am going to adjust one of the weeks, maybe like week 5 or 10 or something, maybe 5 and 10. I will do rivalry matchups where you face your rival that week, and then if you beat your rival, you get a 1-star trophy, and it's like a rivalry banner or something for the trophy leader following. And just to have like these rivalry weeks, I think it'll be fun, kind of like Ohio State and Michigan, like that kind of thing. But that is it for the mid-season special. I had so much fun making this, and I hope you guys have a great night. Go Browns, go Tribe, take the Cubs down. Woo!